Courage is its own weapon.
There's one thing I love. It's the sight of blood.
Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying-Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. So sit back, relax, and let's talk about the nerdy news that you need to know about. It's the only news that matters. It's good news. Kicking things off here with action figures, as we always do on this channel, Marvel Legends have just done a full reveal for their fully super duper looper articulated Black Widow action figure. And guys, lads, Ryan, everyone else in the Marvel Legends team, my mind just went blank, but all the good brothers, sit down, relax, because I'm about to say some nice things about you. Actually, it's not about you, it's about the company. It's always about the company. It's never about you guys, because you're all lovely human beings, and I don't ever want to seem like I'm saying things about people, and when I'm not, I'm talking about the action figures. Why am I belaboring this point? This figure looks great, is what I'm trying to say. So, Ryan, Dan, and Dwight, those were the three names I was trying to think of. The front men for Marvel Legends. God bless them. They get a lot of stick. Very often from me. But I'm not having to go at them. I'm having to go at the products that they put out that are frustrating sometimes because I don't feel like we're getting enough bang for our buck. This time, though, holy potatoes. I think we're getting some serious bang-ski for our buck-ski. We have got a basic standalone action figure, $28. All right, so yes, that is a little bit north of what we would like. However, when I heard super articulated deluxe Black Widow, my mind instantly went, well, this is going to be $35, isn't it? This is going to be another one of those Spider-Man PS5 figures where it's like $35 for this basic ass figure. Is this a slap in the face? Whereas this time, it's not even 30, it's 28. And I know this is kind of a reflection also of the fact that we have been conditioned as consumers now with such bonkers high prices recently that to actually get something that's only slightly above average, we're like, oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for not ripping us off entirely. So I get that. But at the same time, I'm happy to pay that little bit of extra when you get something that is in itself a little bit extra. 3 heads, count them, baby. 3 different heads, and each one of them is a unique kind of look. Sometimes you'll get a different head and you're like, was it even worth bothering with a separate head? It's pretty much the same thing. Not this time. Each one of them, you've got the soccer mum hair, you've got kind of classic hair, you've got this big rock hair metal mullets kind of look. Whatever one you want to have, they look really nice. The big difference with this figure is the ab crunch. We finally have female ab crunch in Marvel Legends. Hallelujah! In the year of our Lord, 2023, Marvel Legends have caught up to other action figure brands, even under Hasbro's umbrella, that have been doing this for a while now. We get to crunch the torso of our Black Widow, plus all the other beautiful double-jointed knees, elbows, pinless, got the thigh swivel, and then all the other accessories with the guns, the smoke effects, the bandoliers, all this kind of stuff. I dig it, baby. I dig it the most. This is the Avengers 60th anniversary celebration, and they're doing it right. Having her on the back of Hawkeye's Sky Cycle, flying through your display, yes, 100% this. Marvel Legends, more like this, please. This is the bee's knees, the mutt's nuts, the cat's pajamas, whatever you want. I'm digging it the most. So it's a Target exclusive for those of you over in the US, but apparently from what I understand, Target are pretty good with their stock levels. So hopefully you should be able to get a hold of this. I'm going to try and get this from my Hong Kong supplier because I want this lady on my shelf. She looks fantastic. I'm excited to see more figures like this. And let's keep the praise train rolling over to McFarlane now. Praising a McFarlane figure? Nandayo? Which is Japanese for what the hell? But yes, we got a Carapax mega figure from the Blue Beetle movie coming out soon. I'm guessing this is a villain? I don't know. I'm not a Blue Beetle person, but with a name like Carapax, that kind of sounds like either a cough medicine or a comic book villain. What I'm saying though is this big armored mech dude. He looks awesome, especially even if you don't collect DC. You can put this in any display. Imagine the Hulk fighting a couple of these. I mean, you don't want to start army building mega figures. That's going to be expensive. But I love the look of this. It looks like a Jaeger. It actually looks like a Jaeger from Pacific Rim. That's the vibes I'm getting, and I dig it. I really love it. Of course, this is the pre-post-production reveal photo, so it's got all the nice lighting and the backdrop. The figure itself is never going to look as nice as it looks right now in this moment. However, just looking at it here, I really like that. I'm on a high. We got so much good news with video games and all sorts of great stuff. I'm feeling good, and I want to talk about this great figure. If you're releasing figures today, you picked a good day, because Dave's in a good mood. And continuing the good mood, we also have the Blue Beetle himself revealed. And again, of course, the figure's never going to look as nice as it looks right now in this here moment where we've got all the nice lighting and backdrop, but man, the Blue Beetle design just looks cool. It really does. It gives me Guyver kind of feels to it, which I think is sort of the concept of the character anyway, isn't it? But the details on here, I always say I don't like McFarlane mainly because of the human characters. I think the faces look a little porcelain and a bit weird, and I don't like the articulation. But with monsters and mechs, that's the sweet spot for McFarlane. And oh, yes! This also looks really, really cool. And if you're a DC McFarlane fan, like, my goodness, this is a good time, because it looks like from these two pictures, there's some good stuff coming up. There really is. I dig this the most. And McFarlane are not done yet either, or not done there. Words are hard. Let's carry on. They've got a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive Superman gold label, black and white with red. It looks very Sin City. I would call this Sin City Superman, which actually, that's a cool nickname. The Sin City Superman. I like that. I might be able to take that on board myself, actually. Regardless, he looks pretty. Definitely, totally file under nice to have, not need to have. If you want to have this kind of look on your shelf, that's cool. Get on over to Big Bad Toy Store. June 12th, I think it's up for pre-order, so a couple of days. Limited to 3,000 pieces. You better get on in there quick. But yeah, he looks kind of nice. Nothing groundbreaking and amazing, but just a nice little aside. I kind of want to go watch Sin City now. And the sequel, underrated. And The Spirit, only kidding. That's one of the worst films ever made. I got 2 minutes into The Spirit and was like, I can't physically watch any more of this. Not done with McFarlane yet. A little bit of news, like news, I guess. They announced that they have entered into a partnership. That's what people do when they partnership, they do that. With Blizzard, so Blizzard who make Diablo 4, a video game that is tearing up the video game sphere right now. So, top down, well, why am I telling you what Diablo 4 is? It's swords and sorcery, basically, and that's what I think McFarlane do best. Blizzard's a very controversial company. They had a whole lot of bad management stuff going on there, those kind of like human rights abuses with the powers that be, but they're trying to get out the bad elements and rebuild the company basically, and the success of Diablo 4 is probably going a long way towards doing that. And partnering with McFarlane, that might help as well, because McFarlane, think about it, The Witcher, Mortal Kombat, they are good with their sword and sorcery type characters. So if we could get some big demons, ogres, witches, wizards, things that you could probably fudge into your Mythic Legions as well, this could be the start of a very fun collaboration. I'm excited to see what we get from this. SH Figure Arts have released full reveal images of their Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark figure, and he looks pretty. Giving Hasbro a run for their money, they really, really are. And money is where it comes in, because this is going to be more expensive. SH Figure Arts always are. This is going to retail for more about like $70. So that's quite a jump from the Marvel Legends, but then the quality comes with that as well. Going to be released around about October time. And what you can see that they've done here is you've got the removable kind of swappable jacket. I'm not sure how they're doing it, if you pop the arms off like the Marvel Legends do, or how they manufacture or construct that. I'm guessing that's the case. What I do really, really like about this figure, there's one shot with the Harrison Ford classic Indiana Jones smile, smirk on his face. And that kind of won me over, because there it is. There's so much personality to that image. I think it just, that's the lovable rogue That's the charming, roguish Indiana Jones that we all kind of fell in love with. And the fact you can see that you've got the removable hat as well, removable jacket, there's so much more that you can play around with this guy. So I'm kind of glad that maybe I held off on the Marvel Legends, because this does look real nice. You've got the idol there as well, the bag of sand, the gun, the marker thing as well. A great bunch of accessories. This might be the quintessential Indiana Jones, which before Marvel Legends was the quintessential Indiana Jones. But what can I say? It's a good time to be an Indiana Jones fan. Sticking with movies, but something slightly more terrifying now, Nendroid with the Good Smile Company are doing a Chucky Child's Play figure. And this, I really like the Nendroid style. I do want to pick one up. I saw the Onion Knight in store recently. He was really expensive, but I thought he was so cute. I kind of like him. And this looks really good too. The Nendroid, at first when I saw the images of their line, I was like, oh, this is just kind of like Funkos, isn't it? Nah. They are beautifully articulated, really smooth, well put together action figures. So I'm a fan of the Child's Play movies and the TV show, which is really good. I really enjoy them. However, I don't want Chucky on my shelf. And there are some even more terrifying ones we're going to be covering soon. But as a small, cute little chibi kind of version, I can see the appeal of this. He's kind of fun. Looking at him now, still don't want him on my shelf though. Terrifying. Sticking with movies, we're going way more modern now with Hot Toys The Flash movie figure. They're getting their money's worth out of this Flash movie. We got the Michael Keaton Batman, and now we're getting the Ezra Miller Flash. I know the name Ezra Miller carries a lot of weight with it as well. A whole lot to decompress or decompact with that actor and this movie. And do you support this movie with the controversy surrounding this guy? I just want to kind of go and see Michael Keaton be Batman, to be honest. I think that's just something that kind of appeals. I've heard sort of average to okay reviews of The Flash. I don't think anyone is saying like, oh my god, this is resurrecting the DC universe. No, I think if anything, it's kind of proving that the DC universe needs to be kind of restarted and redone. However, there is going to be some fun stuff. Mainly for me, let's face it, this movie is the return of Michael Keaton's Batman, also featuring The Flash. I think that's kind of what Warner Brothers have done with their marketing as well, which definitely makes sense. So I appreciate that. But just as an action figure, just talking about the looks and the mechanics of it, it's Hot Toys. So of course it looks phenomenal. Looks absolutely terrific. And if you don't like Ezra Miller, just keep the mask on. But actually you can see the man behind the mask there. And hey, look, peace and love to Ezra Miller. I hear that they are getting therapy and trying to sort themselves out. And I hope that that's the case. Because you know what, we could all do with sorting ourselves out. Then again, I don't think I've ever spun quite as off the rails as that guy, but hey look, maybe if I had the money to do it. No danger of that. But if you want to give me money, we could find out. Subscribe to the Patreon, see if I go cuckoo bananas. Anyway, this is going to be released around about the 3rd or 4th quarter next year, so look out for him then. Speaking of the Flash movie, Kotobukiya are getting in on the action as well with their Batman Michael Keaton statue. And Kotobukiya, I can personally attest with the Transformers ones behind me, they make a mean statue. They really do. Unfortunately, this has no appeal for me. What? There's no cheesecake. Where's the oversized anime proportions and the revealing costumes? This is just Michael Keaton in a batsuit. That's not sexy. Why would I wouldn't be ashamed to have this on display if someone comes over to my house. So what's the point in buying it? Of course, I'm just being facetious. It looks like a nicely put together statue. I don't mind the modifications they made to the Batsuit, because the old Tim Burton one, it was kind of comical looking back as to how restrictive it was for him to try and move in. So I can see why they've updated it. And if you want to grab this in fully colored 3-dimensional statue form, well, you're gonna be able to. Jada Toys are they're just killing the game with their Street Fighter San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Evil Ryu figure. Evil Ryu has a little special place in my heart because this game had him as like a kind of a secret character in Super Street Fighter 2, which came out when I was in secondary school. And there was just rumors and whispers that kids in the playground would say, you know that there's an evil Ryu? You know, you can play as evil Ryu. And I would hear that and be like, yeah, sure, pal, just stop making things up. You know, you would hear that rumor from the same kid who's like, you know, the Ultimate Warrior died? You know, the new one is actually an actor. Yeah, like that kid would tell you that story. But this was true. There was an evil version of Ryu, and now you can get him from Jada Toys. And it's not just a repaint, which looks really nice. We only have a couple of pictures to go on, but you've got the diorama set pieces as well, the smashed up sign, and just it looks fun. If these figures were more easily available, I think I'd be buying them all. And I say easily available for me personally, just in Japan you can't get hold of them, which is ironic that it's Ryu and you can't get him in Japan, but there you go. But yeah, this one looks really cool. Hats off to your Jada Toys. You're still killing it with this line. SH Figure Arts have revealed their... My mind's just gone blank. Wow, well done, Dave. I can't remember the name of the character. I'm gonna put it below me, okay? So the name of her is here. She's a cute little ninja character. That's what I'm saying. And this really caught my eye because it's kind of fun, cute, quirky, little bit of sex appeal there, a little bit of cheesecake as well, a little bit of skin revealed, and I dig it. And also, friend of the show, Kozen, pointed out, very similar to Kitty Pryde's new X-Men look as well. So if you're building up a House of X display, you want to do a little head swap. I don't know if you can do head swaps with Figure Arts. If you can do, this would make a really fun Kitty Pryde ninja figure. For me personally, I don't know, I didn't think that I need a fun, quirky, little cute ninja character on my shelf, but maybe I do, because this looks really fun. Figure Arts, still, I have yet to make a Figure Arts purchase. I've been deciding, you know, maybe I'll hold off, I'll wait. Maybe Spider-Man 2099 will be my first Figure Arts figure, but this one, if she beats him to the shelf, she could be a contender. I really think so. She looks awesome. Now this is kind of cute. We're getting Tom and Jerry Hot Toys Cosbaby figures, and I'm a big Tom and Jerry fan. I was, I would watch the cartoon as a kid, as many of us did growing up, and there's a certain beauty to the animation of the old school Tom and Jerry's, and having them dressed up as Joker and Batman as if they're heading off to Comic-Con, oh my goodness, I'm just seeing this for the first time. They got Harry Potter versions as well. That's kind of adorable. These are going to be $29.99 each. I imagine that's for the set of the two. It had better be. So these aren't action figures per se. They're just kind of statues, I think. And also, I apologize for using the word per se. That's just what people say to try and sound clever. But the two of them as Superman, that's kind of cute. I've always got time for Tom and Jerry. So yeah, this is just a nice little one to feature. Not big news, but cute news. And occasionally, that is good news. I told you there was some more terrifying Chucky news coming out, and that is that the NECA life-sized dolls are now up again for pre-order. $469, big bad toy store, and you can turn your living room into a house of horrors. Don't know why you would want this. You're braver than me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I don't know why you'd want this because they look rubbish. No, they look too good. I don't want a life-size Chucky in my house. Who are you people who do? You're begging for a Toy Story situation to come here, and quite frankly, when it does, don't come crying to me for help, because I'm not coming over to fight off Chucky because he's trying to attack you in your bed. It's gonna happen. Just be warned. This is a fun, interesting little thing. 5K Toys, who do their kind of third-party bespoke sort of figures, they have a Doctor Strange, or a sorcerer, accessory pack. So 1/12 size accessories for your mystic people. Copyright infringement pending. So that's kind of cool. You see, you've got all these awesome looking power effects, the flaming dragons and the mystical swirls, and just all this really fun stuff to zhuzh up your Doctor Strange. And look, the deluxe Marvel, it wasn't even deluxe, it was just a random figure. The random Marvel Legends Doctor Strange that came out a couple of years ago, one of the best Marvel Legends they've ever made. Absolutely stunningly gorgeous. And now you can totally just make him next level by throwing all these accessories with him as well. So you can head over to 5ktoys.com to check this out. I think these look wicked. For the collector who has everything, there's always something more you can get. And while you're over at 5K Toys, you can check out the Zeta 9 Mole Rat figure. This just looked kind of fun. I wanted to feature it because I was like, that's a funky looking, chemical weapons, radiation suits, SWAT, terrorist type guy. Again, if you're building up just a generic army of high-end scale 1/12 action figure badasses, you could do a lot worse than this guy. So this is one of those ones where I love doing the deep dives. A friend of the show, Kozan, he will send me these things that he finds that you wouldn't normally see advertised on places like TNI News or Toy Arc, which cover the more mainstream action figures. When you go beneath the surface and you find these third-party things, sometimes you find some awesome little gems. And honestly, I think this is one of them. Robosen, not content with just giving us the crazy animatronic Optimus Prime G1 version, they're also doing a Rise of the Beasts Optimus Prime, and this also looks really, really cool. I don't have much information on him at the moment. I'm gonna have to go and check my sources and all those kinds of things. The only difficulty with covering as much bonkers content as I do on this channel, you're welcome, by the way, is that sometimes I'm a little bit light with the details, the nitty gritty. But then that gives you a little bit of homework to do. If you see me talk about something and you're like, that looks kind of interesting. Dave told me jack about it as far as the details are concerned. I'm gonna go look it up. Well, maybe you can go look up this Robosen Optimus Prime as well, because dang, he does look nice. I'm building like a little Optimus shrine behind me, and I need kind of a Hot Toys sized Optimus Prime to bridge the gap between these guys and my super MAS01 Prime, which is much bigger than this, like that. So this one might have to be considered. I don't know, he's probably going to be real expensive, but well, we'll find out pretty soon. Or you will, when you do your homework. Over in video game news now, and oh my goodness, we got a lot to talk about, and I'm really excited to talk about it. First of all, a smaller bit of news. There is new DLC announced for the Ninja Turtles 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up game, which I thoroughly enjoyed as a retro flashback to the good old days of the arcade. This was phenomenal, and now we're getting some new DLC content, specifically the introduction of Usagi Yojimbo, the samurai rabbit, who is synonymous with the Ninja Turtles. I'm a big fan of this character, so I love the fact that we're going to be able to play with him. It says in the information, new characters, plural, but they haven't actually announced anyone else yet. So right now we're just focusing on the rabbit. Hopefully we'll see more. And then of course there's new levels and stages and music and color palettes, all that kind of stuff. But really, this has my attention in a big, big way. There's too many video games demanding my attention, but this one, I'm gonna have to dedicate a little bit of time to it because I love the original, so giving more DLC content as the Samurai Rabbit, yeah, I'm down for that. Speaking of being down for things, oh my goodness, we just got the full gameplay reveal trailer of Mortal Kombat 1, and it looks so good. The graphics just look beautiful, and there's a lot more old school characters than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be like a whole new beginning. No, they're giving us some of the classics, but with new iterations. We got a baby Raiden, which is kind of sweet. I was wondering, since Liu Kang is now the protector of Earth as the fire god, I was wondering, is Raiden kind of done now? But no, because the timeline has been changed, Raiden is now just a young Shaolin monk, but with lightning powers, and I can't wait to see this play out, because Raiden became a bit of a cliche and a bit of a joke. He was just this stoic protector person who kept making dumb decisions, whereas now he's this more vibrant, interesting young character. I'm down for that. Then we've got, I think, probably the family of Kenshi, the blind swordsman, which looks to have a bit of a mafia triad kind of gangster sort of angle, and just Sub-Zero and Scorpion backing up Liu Kang as his lieutenants. They gotta call them lieutenants. No? Okay, that's just me. We've got Kitana and Melina. Melina being a massive fan favorite. I just love what I'm seeing here. And they show off all of the assist characters as well. They got this kind of cameo system, which is going to be spelt with a K because it's Mortal Kombat, that bring in all these different characters that might not be individually playable, but you still get to appreciate seeing them in the game. So I noticed Kano in there as well, looking very, very classic. I think we saw Goro, although he looked kind of small. Maybe it was a different Shokan warrior. I don't know. What I do know is that when this game hits in September, I cannot wait to get my grubby little blood-covered hands all over it. I mean that in the Mortal Kombat blood. I'm not murdering people in my spare time, I promise. But this, yeah, it looks wonderful. Can you see how hype I am? I'm hype. Speaking of hype, we had the Summer Games Fest, which is why there's all this news coming out. Sonic All-Stars. Sonic the Hedgehog 2D platforming is back. Sonic Mania came out several years ago and just reminded the world of how good 2D Sonic could be. And now they're doing it again, but with a lush, brand new, high HD art style, which just looks chef's kiss, baby. I am so excited for this. I'm a big mark for Sonic the Hedgehog. So getting to play classic 2D style Sonic, but with this bright, vibrant 2.5D type animation style, I'm on it like a car bonnet. I cannot wait to get my hands on this. Going to be out around about the fall of this year, or autumn for people who use words proper. The fall sounds too dramatic. We've discussed this. The fall of the year. The year's not falling, it's just the leaves are. It's adorable, that's why it's called fall. Oh, well, there we go, Dave. Regardless, Sonic looks great. Good time to be a 90s kid. And finally, with the video game hype, we have had the reveal of the Spider-Man 2 Collector's Edition, which has revealed quite a bit about the game as well. Namely, Venom and what he is going to look like in the game. And this is mixed. This is mixed for me. We were talking about this in the live stream. You get a Venom statue with the collector's edition, and the design of Venom, I think, looks great. The facial features, the jaws, the tongue, the teeth, all that kind of thing, that's terrific. The spider logo, that's really well translated. Unfortunately, he's about 12 feet tall. I don't like giant, huge ogre Venom. I want my Venom to be a thug. Just the evil version of Spider-Man. What Spider-Man would be like with all of the power and none of the responsibility and a whole load of psycho hate in his head. That's what Venom should be. Turning him into this giant monster makes him less scary, I think, because that's a classic sort of horror kind of thing. Is like, what's more scary? The giant kaiju monster that you can see approaching from a mile away? Or actually the smaller, more human villain that, you know, could be sat right next to you? That's what's scary, and it's kind of a shame if that's not what Venom's going to be. However, I've got to stop saying however. I'm sorry, it's really satisfying. I'm hoping that he will just be giant Venom for the end of the game. Maybe that's like the end boss version of Venom. I don't know, I'm just spitballing. It does regardlessly look like a nice statue, but like he's literally holding Peter and Miles in individual hands. I'm like, this ain't Lord of the Rings, pal. And also for the collector's edition, you get 10 exclusive skins, 10 different costumes made by comic book creators. And we've only got the tiny little headshots of them, so you can't really see what they look like. But, I mean, they look very extravagant, very elaborate. And it's a bit of a shame, I feel, that you can only get them as part of the pre-order collector's edition. But also, I mean, they gotta give some incentive for that. So I get it. And to be fair, I would probably, if I had them, only play with them for like 5 minutes and then go back to whatever costume I prefer. If there was the Sensational Spider-Man in there, I'd be furious. I'd be like, well, you're getting my $230, thank you. But that's not the case. But there is also a pre-order bonus of an Arachnite costume. That looks kind of fun. Or at least I think it's Arachnite. It looks like Arachnite. That's where they did a mashup of Spider-Man and Moon Knight. Regardless, they also stated that the game is going to be released October 20th, which at first I was a little disappointed about because I was geared up for September. But then September is going to be Mortal Kombat month. So actually spacing that out a little bit, that works for me. That'll give me a chance to just play everything. And ultimately, that's all I want. Going back to Diablo, this is kind of fun. Diablo 4 are doing a little marketing gimmick where they're going to have Megan Fox come on in to read eulogies for the players when they are deceased. I guess there's maybe a gimmick in the game that when you die, it kind of auto-generates a eulogy for you. I'm not sure how it works. Regardless, you can send off your eulogy to a hashtag, and Megan Fox will actually film herself reading the eulogy for your character. It's just a fun, silly little extra gimmick, but as far as creativity goes, hats off to Blizzard there for coming up with a fun, unique way of promoting their game, and it's just always nice to see Megan Fox doing stuff. She's super pretty. I'm not mad about that. Over in comic book news now, Marvel Comics are going to give the people what they want. Ever since the Predator license was acquired by Marvel, there's been a lot of fantasy booking, to use a pro wrestling term. And now, this summer, we are going to get a 4-issue limited series of Wolverine versus the Predator. This could be a whole lot of fun. I'm guessing this is like a what if type, alternate reality type story. I do not think that this is confirmation that predators are being brought into the 616. I'm guessing that's not the case. I think this is an alternate reality Wolverine verse type thing where the predator exists and they're gonna throw down for 4 issues. It's the claws versus the wrist blades. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm hyped for this. The artwork looks really nice. Got Wolverine in his Weapon X kind of attire. I mean, being in the snow-covered Rockies of Canada, that's a perfect location for a Predator throwdown. I'm hyped for this. There's going to be a lot of fun. Over in movie news, and Captain America New World Order has had a title change. It turns out the NWO is not for life, except AJ Styles, and except Captain America, because now it is being called Captain America Brave New World, which is funny because Brave New World is also a title that has been used before. It's the Aldous Huxley book, Brave New World. Nonetheless, though, you can call it Captain America Susan if you like, as long as it's a good movie. I really don't mind in the slightest. I like Anthony Mackie. I'm not sure, we all love Steve Rogers, you know? But if they give him a good character arc, a good script, action, just make a decent film, people will like it. It's amazing how that happens. You make a good thing, people enjoy it. Go figure. So yeah, look forward later this year or next year. I'm not sure what the release date is, but stay tuned for Captain America Brave New World. Now this is something that's just plain gorgeous, absolutely beautiful, and it's not something that's readily available to everyone. It's a bespoke statue, but I wanted to show you pictures of it because, I mean, just look at it. Juggernaut fighting Colossus. The people who made this, let me just get the names right here. This is a painted prototype Juggernaut versus Colossus statue. The sculptor is at George Villa, and the painter is Titinan painter. So I'll try and find links for those people. But just look at this. Oh my goodness. I love it when creative artists take a classic character design and then they tweak and change it and sometimes muddy it up and gritty it up a bit. And I love that's what they've done with Juggernaut. Putting the unstoppable stamp on his knuckle duster, that's beautiful. Doing a different version with tattoos on his body, I love how visceral and grim and gritty and gnarly this piece looks, with ripped away armor, blood, guts, teeth gnashing. Colossus himself looks wicked. Something about when you see Colossus's metal teeth, it just looks a little bit unsettling, but kind of in a cool way. I dig it. I really, really dig it. This statue, so yeah, it's not even available. I just wanted to show you. You've got Kitty Pryde as well at the base, phasing through, coming up to grab Juggernaut's leg. Sometimes I mark out for stuff and I want to share it with you. That's what this channel is. It's not a hardcore information channel because that's more knowledge than I have in my noggin. But I do like to share pretty things with you. And oh my goodness, this is a pretty thing. Over in Creator Corner, I want to give a big shout out to Wyatt, who sent this beautiful Scarlet Spider to the Model-Behaviour Facebook page. If you're not a member, then go sign up. And for the love of goodness, will you just answer the questions when you sign up? Otherwise, we're going to assume you're a bot. We're not going to let you join. Then you'll miss out on all the bants. And trust me, the bants is strong in that page. And also, we get some awesome art submissions. Wyatt, thank you so much. His dad told him, or he knows from watching this show, hopefully I do keep the content family friendly, that Scarlet Spider is my guy. He's my boy. Therefore, Wyatt did me these awesome Scarlet Spider pictures. I love them, man. Thank you so much. I absolutely dig these. And finally, did you know, I just saw a little picture with this information. I thought it's kind of interesting. The world's deepest, darkest, oldest, and quietest motel room is 220 feet underground at Grand Canyon Caverns in a 65 million year old cave. And even in the quietest motel room on the planet, if you pause and you listen real carefully, you can hear me bitch about Marvel Legends. And folks, that does it for Good News for today. Thank you so much for watching. What did you think about the articles covered? Comment below, let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more and you want to support the channel, help me get episodes out on good time with better editing quality, then you can do by going over to patreon.com/displaying-model-behaviour. Toss a couple of bucks my way, really helps out the channel. And you can enjoy all the exclusive videos on there as well. Plus, while you're doing awesome stuff for the channel, go on over to Facebook, join up there, follow me on Instagram, buy a t-shirt, sing my name from the rooftops, whatever you want to do it with love in your heart because that's what model behavior is all about. So gang, thank you for all your support, and until next time. Weird. Keep displaying model behavior. Good news. And before we start, if you want to support the channel, then you can do by going over to patreon.com, throwing a cup of the pluck up the pack of the I'm the Scap Man, skibbity bitty bitty bop bop, scap bit up bop, skibbity bitty bitty bop bop, bop bit up, butter bee bop bop better bop, bee bop bop better bop, bee bop bop better bop, bee bop bop better. I'm the Scat Man, skibbity bitty 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 bop bop. Bop bit up bop, skibbity bitty 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 bop. I'm not stopping. Bop bit up bop.